Sir, now we are at a place name called Ganagitti Jaina Temple, sir. It was erected, sir, in 1386, sir.
Ganigitti, not a local name. Actually, in inscription, it's not mentioned as a Ganagitti. Ganagitti means a local oil selling woman. So the people are telling she has been built, but actually it is built early Vijayanagar king Harihara II.
Okay.
And his commander is the Jaina commander chief Iruguppa Daṇḍanāyaka. He is working under Harihara II as a commander, army general. He is a Jain community.
Okay.
So he made a contribution, not by king, but the king supported, but a commander in chief, Iruguppa Daṇḍanāyaka. He made a contribution. It is one that is a, in Jain religion we have Manastamba, means pillar of honor. In Hindu temples we have Deepastamba. This is so called Manastamba, pillar of honor. It has inscription.
Okay.
And this pillar column made out of one single rock. Here we have inscriptions.
Okay.
Can you see here? It's in Kannada in inscription. It speaks about this, who made a contribution. One of the early king, 14th century king. We have inscription in Kannada, in Telugu, in Tamil, in Sanskrit. This multilingual. And you see the plaster on it, a lime plaster. Cement was unknown to them. At the time, cement was not known. They know they are very good in lime. This is made out of limestone, sand, brick powder, sticky roots, jaggery, they all. So on every top, they have lime plaster like this. There is a lime plaster on it. And just stone on stone, nothing in between. Just stone on stone, nothing in between.
Okay.
Due to weathering, all gone, the plaster. So this indicates it's a Jain temple, lintel. We can step in, no problem. With shoes are okay. Here also you can see Shubhamastu, Swasti Sri, all, Jaya, Vijaya. So everywhere we find inscription, but I can't read it, only the experts can read it. And this
is local people doing.
Yeah. Sun, moon everywhere. And it facing to the northeast, the temple. Most Hindu temples face to the east. This facing to the northeast. More than 700 years old temple. Yeah, Jain Thirthankara. Okay. Idol has been missing because it has been attacked by the invaders, Deccan Sultans in the war in 1565. Not only sultans, some lot of local vandalism also happened because it's not a protected site. Now today it's a protected site. Because 400 years city was depopulated, deserted. The whole city has been abandoned for 400 years. So the Englishman wrote a forgotten empire. He given the title a forgotten empire because 400 years no rulers, no kingdom, no population in this location. It was a jungle. Leopards, bears, tigers were there here in this location when British hunted tiger here at the time. It is a totally jungle for 400 years and the people forgotten this. So British time, some British are very good, they have done conservation, preservation, and he wrote a book, Forgotten Empire. And Alexander Greenlaw is the first photographer to India, South India. He made a site photographs. Your book I show in the last pages. Okay. He is the first photographer to South India. He documented all and all those things. After India independent also, government has no much money to pay attention towards heritage and culture. We have other important food, education, health, roads, bridges we have to give. This is neglected in the government. No money to invest on this heritage and culture, even in India independent also. So when India independent, there was no immediately archaeological survey of India. CPWD, Central Public Source, they were looking after this. They are very good in making roads and bridges. They are not good in handling archaeological sites. Then much later, archaeological survey of India entered here, and they started conservation, preservation, excavation. From 1976 to 86, 10 years they took as a national excavation project. A lot of things were buried, came to the light in that 10 years. In 1986 only, this site is supported by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. Then it has a lot of advertisement all over the world and people start rushing towards Hampi, then it becomes a tourism importance. Before that, only pilgrims used to come. People don't bother about the ruins. It's a basically pilgrimage. People visit only that Virupaksha temple and go back. They don't bother about the heritage, palaces, forts, all those things. People don't know much and they are not showing much interest because the education was very less at the time. very religious. It's a pilgrimage. Now everyone educated, everyone proud of our heritage and culture, so everyone come and enjoy this site. Now it's all protected, well protected by Archaeological Survey of India. They are maintaining. Very dark and a lot of bats inside. We are allowed to go inside, no problem.
Yeah, but
Dark is there. A lot of bad smell, bats. In the museum we can see a lot of Jain statues are there.
this Kunthunatha.
No, not especially Kunthunatha. Most of them, no, heads are missing, hands missing, legs are missing, so it's difficult to identify.
Right.
Headless, legless, handless. But there are so many Jaina Thirthankara statues in the museum, in our collections. One British officer all collected this all statues. All this wonderland, no, they cut the head and thrown out. Well, British does no, they give the value and importance of archaeology. He collected all broken statues and made a gallery. Now we made a big modern building, 1976. Then we put in the museum. This all broken statues were collected by British officers because they know the value, the price.
I see.
Yeah. The doors are new. Yeah, we walk around, and again inscription here. See the gateway there, it's called Bhima's Gate with arch. This is new with cement, but stone. Yeah, because some snakes, some small reptiles will go inside, no? So at that we done. But actually when you go see the original, very perfect.
Okay. So it's kind of assembling.
Yeah, assembling. Just stone on stone. Here you see this. We put a cement that. You see here, just where you see this. You can't put a small airline inside, you know. Here you can see perfectly. See, you can't put small airline inside. This is the origin, just stone on stone. They rub stone on stone and perfectly fit this. We call granite, unpolished granite. Everywhere you see the ton full of Hampi granite only. They use same metal because there was no transport to bring, no.
Right.
So there was
Locally available material.
local available material.
Locally available granite.
Yeah, and palaces are made out of wood. Wooden palaces were there. The residential palaces of king, queen, ministers, commanders were residential palaces all in wood, teak wood, rose wood. But common man houses made of mud, wood and thatched roof. But common man house all burned to ashes, depopulated. 400 years nobody here. Then all gone. In that location, lot of agriculture activities happening today. So once a city, more or less 5 to 6 population, more than 500,000 population was there. It was one of the biggest city in the world at that time, prime time in 14th, 15th century, when in its heyday in 14th, 15th century.
Million means
5 to 6, yeah. It's one of the important cities in the world, like London, like Beijing, like Paris, like Rome, like New Delhi, one of the important. This is the second largest city in India at that time. So North India was controlled by Muslim rulers. Delhi is the North Indian capital, and the South Indian capital is Hampi, and this is a Hindu kingdom, but tolerance king. So Hampi becomes the important city. It's a political capital, it's a commercial capital, and it is a religious capital in its time. It is known as Dakshina Kashi, Pampa Kshetra. Vijayanagara 14th century, 15th century, 16th century. Much earlier, it has a religious significance, it has a mythological significance, Ramayana significance.
It was known as Pampavati, right?
Pampa Kshetra, Dakshina Kashi, and later it is known as Kishkinda. And because the river flowing here, because of historical significance, soil is very rich. So Harihara Bukka choose this place as their capital and spread out whole South India, extends Kanyakumari to Odisha in its heyday. Very popular capital, Hampi at the time, sir, in 14th, 15th century. In 1565, there was a big war in between a Vijayanagar ruler, Ramaraya, with 5 Deccan sultans, we called Bahmanis, the gang sultans of Deccan, who grouply attack on this kingdom. Vijayanagara king Ramaraya was been defeated in the war and he has been killed, beheaded. Then they seized this place for 6 months with the army, day and night robbed, loot, burnt and sacked the city. So today we are going to see the ruins of Hampi, destroyed temples, burnt palaces, collapsed fortification.
That war is Talikota.
Battle of Talikota in between Vijayanagara king, Hindu king Ramaraya with the 5 Deccan sultans. It took on the place on the river bank of Krishna up to the north, Talikota war, in between near the Krishna river. 1565, Battle of Talikota. That war and the glory and population all moved, because after conquering the invaders become very violent, attacking, murdering, killing, raping on women. So nearly 5 to 6 people population like all ran away, fled away to save the lives and properties. They all left the city. And after the war, nobody will come and never try to attempt to come and settle here. Maybe they tried or their attempts may be failure, but after war nobody here for 400 years. So nature took over and jungle happened. It became place for wild animals. Even today we have leopards, bears here. In the river we can notice crocodiles, otters. So Hampi is also good life, wildlife also, birding also, rich culture, nature, lot of ancient bazaars, fortifications, lot of temples, palaces. It's a very magical place. When you go out you can understand that. Now let's go to the another location.